Right now, it is 5:30 p.m. in Israel. This is a live look at the smoky skies over Gaza. Just moments ago, we saw more explosions there. And also, even in Tel Aviv, the Iron Dome has been at work. We've seen a barrage of explosions in the sky just within the last 30 minutes or so within Israel. The fighting continues. The ground invasion, though, still at a halt. That has not begun in Gaza. We're monitoring that situation closely. And at the same time, hundreds of Americans are home safe from the war-torn region, from Israel, thanks to a nonprofit called Project Dynamo. The organization says it operates in the gray space, where the American government doesn't have access or a presence to rescue hostages, human trafficking victims, so many others who are illegally detained. The group has finished 2 successful missions to rescue Americans who have been stranded in Israel so far, bringing roughly 300 home safely, but they're not done. Joining me now, the founder of Project Dynamo, Bryan Stern, to talk more about your ongoing efforts. Thank you once again and welcome to the program. I want to begin, though, with the narrative. Hamas seems to be trying to flip the script here and saying, hey, look, here's your hostages back, 4 of them, they're in good shape. We're the victims. We have to be very careful about this and the delicate nature of the process. We have more than 200 hostages we haven't seen. We don't know how they're doing. How do you read this situation?
I read it as smart and calculating. We need to remember that Hamas didn't accidentally stumble upon 200 people to take. They deliberately went in with the express intent of taking hostages. So they're professional hostage takers. This is not the first time they've taken hostages, and they know what they're doing. So I think it's important to not lose sight of this entire conversation starts with their desire and execution to take hostages. And I think using hostage, the purpose of hostages is utility and leverage for some goal, for something that they want. So, that's where this story starts. And how it plays out, I think that they're being good hostage takers. They're dripping out innocent people to give all the families and the governments involved hope. Don't come here or else bad things can happen to you, and we're willing to talk to you. So I think they're being pretty smart about it.
Yeah, working through diplomatic channels if they do so exist. The leaflets, I think, are pretty interesting. We're seeing the IDF drop leaflets asking for intel on where the hostages are in exchange for cash. What do you make of that?
Again, this is a smart tactic. They're trying to cause mistrust amongst the bad guys, which is a very effective tool. It's a very effective tool that even, that we at Project Dynamo, we've done a number of these, a number of hostage rescues and hostage negotiations for Americans. And it's an incredibly effective tool to cause confusion, mistrust, distrust amongst, again, the enemy, which creates fractures, and those fractures become opportunities for either further negotiation, further intelligence collection, or even a kinetic rescue.
Can a rescue on the ground, forces crossing into Gaza, be ruled out at this point, given the intricacy of this webbed tunnel system? Is that still something that's on the table, or is it more likely negotiations through these diplomatic channels will be the result that you'll see the most success?
Well, we've done many of these. I've done many of these things through my career, and also through Dynamo. We've done 602 rescue missions, entirely donor funded. So, we always say the option with the most options is the best option. Diplomacy or a negotiated release is always the best way. That's best for the hostages. Frankly, that's also best for the hostage takers. They're not trying to get shot in the face. So a negotiated release through a third party or a primary party is always preferred. However, depending on the level of intelligence that's able to be collected, a kinetic strike, a direct action raid, I wouldn't take that off the table either. The forces involved in this are some of the best in the world, and this is a very well understood enemy with some really good intelligence and maybe some really good human intelligence in particular, I think things are possible at the same time on the kinetic side.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.